He just doesn't know how to fix his lips to say anything positive or even smart at this point. I don't even want to call him Papa. People used to call him that. He's the ex-Papa John CEO, and he says it's racist that Shaq replaced him. What are you talking about? Okay. We moved on. Shaq is with Charles, Kenny, and Ernie most nights. He's not. Nobody's talking about you. We're not talking about you. And I started ordering the pizza after you left. Okay? So nobody is, it's like, who says dumb stuff like, oh, I know who. I know who says dumb stuff. I'll roll it.
What do you think about, and not to, but let's just talk. What do you think about the move of trying to make Shaq the face of Papa John's Pizza?
I think of all the things, that was the most racist. They're going to use a black guy to cover up what they did to a white guy. That's racist. Now that's racist. And they did it right in front of America. He was just the shield to cover up their infidelities and what they did to me.
What are you talking about? I know why Jason Whitlock had him on. Nobody eats more pizza than him. Okay. So, I guess they had that in common. And they both say really dumb stuff. Even to ask the question, what do you think about? What are you talking about? Fool.
With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show.
It's been nearly 6 years since former Papa John's CEO John Schnatter, whatever, stepped down from his leadership role at the pizza franchise due to the fallout over his use of the N-word. On the left, we have someone who is a bigot, said horrific things, racist things. And on the right, we have Shaq. Okay? Everybody loves Shaq. Okay? He used the N-word during a company conference call. That was smart. He's still whining about it. Not only is Schnatter still complaining about being driven out of his position, but he is claiming it was racist that he was replaced as the face of the company by NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq is unbothered. He's in a fight with Shannon Sharp right now. He's doing diss tracks and trying to elevate the beef to that of, again, Drake and Kendrick Lamar. He's not, I predict Shaq will not release a diss track here because no one's going to get into that. America's not going to follow that, and nobody cares about you, John. The pizza might even taste better now. The decline of Shatner's image, Schnatter, in the court of public opinion, didn't begin with his use of the N-word. In 2017, he was one of many whiny white voices crying over Colin Kaepernick, kneeling during the national anthem, silent protest. Remember that he's mind his own business until somebody noticed. He didn't, get on a conference call and say, here's what I'm going to do. He just did it. He did what was in his heart. Kneeling during the national anthem in silent protest over racial inequality in America. Oh yeah, that's what it was about, right? He could not stomach the police brutality, the injustices going on. So he did his own, he bowed his head and took a knee and he said, why are you bothering this guy, John? Well, apparently, Schnatter was not happy with Cap or with the NFL for failing to trample all over the former NFL star's First Amendment rights. I'm pretty sure they took away his livelihood and they colluded to do it, but okay. Not enough for you, huh? Quote, the NFL has hurt us. He said at the time, we are disappointed the NFL and its leadership did not resolve this. By resolve, are you, I know they resolve things in the South. What do you mean by that? How are they supposed to force him to capitulate? What did you want them to do, John? Tell the black man, you better fall in line? Or show him? They showed him, but he's still standing. News One with the details, the infamous conference call. Now let's get to that. According to Forbes, the infamous conference call was an effort for Schnatter to repair his tarnished image, distance himself from the racist groups online that had rallied around him after the controversy. Colonel Sanders called blacks ends, he said, complaining that the Kentucky Fried Chicken founder didn't receive any public backlash. So you thought you could do it. I told you, this guy's not the brightest. I would have kicked him out just because he's just not the brightest, okay? And we've got to move the brand forward. And you just probably shouldn't be the face of it. I would have voted for that even before the conference call. In fact, if I was on the call, I wouldn't have been listening, okay? I would have probably muted it and I would have been watching television because I know guys like this. They're not saying anything important. Nothing important. All right, so let's get to the original apology somebody forced me to do. News reports attributing the use of inappropriate and hurtful language to me during a media training session regarding race are true. I think this guy probably paid a PR person to start it out like that. This is crazy. I'd forgotten how crazy it was. Regardless of the context, I apologize. Regardless of the context. Now you added that and the people internally fought with you and said, don't put that in. Just say sorry. But I know the type. Simply stated, racism has no place in our society. But it had a place on that Papa John's conference call when you were the CEO, didn't it? I know your type. It had a place all over with you. Senator, I'm going to let you take it away, but I want to begin with just a simple question, if I could, if you'll indulge me. Shaq, is he going to respond, retaliate, or is he unbothered by this fool?
Unbothered by this fool.
Yeah.
It is something wrong with this man. Obviously, there was something wrong before he got caught. He just got caught, and he left the trail, the path, up until that phone call too, just cemented him. The fact that he felt like he should be able to use the N-word. You know, some white people like him, they kill me. As if they have a right, like they craving to be able to use the N-word. Let me remind folks that the use of the N-word, the formation of that word was used to dehumanize and to degrade black bodies, black minds, black souls, and black spirits. And the fact that you have some white people out there just itching to be able to use it. Now, don't worry about the black family barbecue meeting about the uses of the word. I will debate that with my black family time and time again. Yes, we know black people use that word, but people like him who just think, oh my God, I'm being deprived in this world somehow because they can't call a black person the N-word. This man's true nature came out when he talked about Colin. This man's true nature came out on the phone call, a communications phone call at that. And this man's true nature came out during the interview. He doesn't even know what the word racism means. So I would advise him to go take an African-American history course, a freshman level African-American history course, so he can get his mind right. Because obviously he doesn't understand history. Obviously he doesn't understand his own privilege in the world. And obviously there is just something wrong with this man and any other white person who has this kind of mentality that they feel that they are being deprived and cannot live their full life unless they are able to use a word that was created to dehumanize and degrade black bodies and black minds and was used in very vicious ways in terms of beatings, in terms of separating black people from their families, in terms of rape. Hello, somebody. So this man, I mean, Sharon, he really needs some help, but he's not the only one. It'd be one thing if he was the only one, but there is a mentality out there. And let me put a finer note on there. Yes, racism is a global word that we use in this country, but what this man, John, has is an example of is anti-black racism, which is a certain kind of specialized racism in the United States of America. Let's call it what it is. So John, baby, you need some help. You need some prayer, you need some get right, and you need to get yourself into a college classroom in a state that still allows us to teach black history and get some lessons, brother.
I mean, I could have just turned it over to you earlier because that about sums it up. I mean, why are you still being given a platform? Oh, that's right, because Jason Whitlock loves self-hate. He loves to kick his own people, and he loves the grift off of it. It's true, Jason, and whatever. But I just, John, if I buy you a pie, will you go off somewhere? If a racist has a picnic in the woods, would anybody hear? I don't know. How can we make racist just, how can we make it? Listen, I'm for free speech and you're not going to hurt me. But Senator, I need him to just have a seat. I need a break, is what I'm saying. I need a break. Okay. And I want to enjoy Shaq and Charles and Kenny and Ernie on the show. And I don't care a bit about this fool. You're not coming back to the company that you created because of your mouth.
Because of your mouth.
Because of your mouth. And that's nothing to do with blaming Shaq. Let Shaq and Shannon have their diss tracks and whatever else merges. You're not part of this. No. Okay?
Sharon, I'm feeling a grandma moment. You know, my grandmother used to say, don't let your mouth write a check your behind. She said the other word.
It's a black grandmama thing.
Yeah, black grandmama thing. And that's exactly what John did. But Sharon, do you understand? I mean, I hope our viewers understand the point of the type of mentality one must have. I'm trying to understand it, to truly feel deprived in this life because you can't call black people the N-word. Ooh, Lord, help me. Help me, Black Jesus, with the sandals
a whole battle on that. You did for your right to diss it. Why are you doing this? You should have been developing other products, different toppings. You could for festivals, something. Cool. All right. Now I apologize to the team. They don't like it when I call names. I don't think they're good people. But what am I supposed to call him? Okay.
What they are.
CEO fool is what he is.
Fool.
A fool. He's a fool. My daughter says I use it too much. Is that your favorite word? Well, kind of.